Littles and jelly spoons, welcome back to Badgerworks. Today, this. Now, before we get started, this is not real. This is an airsoft gun, and it's broken. And today we're going to fix it. So, let's get on with it. So, yes, this is, as I mentioned, an airsoft gun. It is an Uzi. This is actually by Tokyo Marui, as it says right there. And the problem with this is purely cosmetic. If I turn it over, I'll show you what I mean. So what's happened here is the sight protector wings on the front here. This one has broken off. So it's made of metal, and this has been hit on something, and it's snapped it off. Now, I knew this when I bought it. The guy I bought it from told me, and he had actually replaced it with this piece of plastic. But the trouble is, what happens is, trying to glue plastic to metal is problematic. I have glued this on with a variety of adhesives over and over again, and it stays on for a while, and as soon as it gets tapped or knocked on anything or anything like that, it just snaps off again. So today we are going to try and do something a little bit more permanent. It's not ideal, but we're going to try and use a mechanical fastener to hold this in place. So let me show you what I mean. Let's just pop that down for a minute. And what I'm going to try and use is this. Hopefully you can see that. This is a small countersunk Allen head screw. It's M3. It's tiny. I'm going to try not to drop it. I've got more, but I don't want to drop it if I can. So what I'm going to do, if I can show you, is this part here is metal. It's not very thick metal, but it is metal nonetheless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through this, tap it for a 3mm thread, drill a corresponding hole in this and countersink it, and then try and basically screw that back in place. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do, and I'll probably do this off camera, is get rid of all this old glue off of everything, just so that it all fits together properly before we get started. So let me cut that off, and then we'll go from there. Right, I've cleaned all the glue off as best I can, and I've measured this up and made a little divot where I want the screw to go. And what I'm going to do now, which is going to be awkward, is I'm just going to use this little pin vise, and I'm going to drill through the plastic, and I just want to make a mark in the metal where I want the hole to be. Like that. Now we need to drill a couple of holes in the various bits. So we want a 3mm hole in the plastic and a 2.5mm hole in the metal. Right. So we've got this set up now. Let's see how we get on. Right, that's that one. Right, now we've switched to a 3mm drill bit. And first we want to drill a 3mm hole. Let's try that. That's it. That's a nice flush fit there. Now we need to tap the hole in the other bit. Right, so what I've got here is a set of taps. There are 3 in this box that all seem to keep ending up in the same slot, which is useful. But just to give you a quick rundown of what the different types are, this one is a tapering tap. So you can see the threads start quite a long way back from the end. So we're not using that one. This one is just a normal tap for drilling through holes and things like that. Normally I'd use this one, but it won't fit because it doesn't have enough room to get through on the other side, so we won't use that one. This one is what's called a bottoming tap. So basically you can see, or hopefully you can see, the threads go pretty much all the way to the end. And that's to get through shallow holes or holes with a flat bottom. Stop laughing at the back. So this is the one we're going to use, but we're going to start with, oh, I can't get out of the box now. We're going to start with this one, this starting tap, just to get us going, and then we'll switch to the other one. Although, to be fair, it hasn't got to go through very far. So, right, now, the problem that we've got is I can't find me tap wrench. I've got a little tiny one, I can't find it, so I'm going to have to use an adjustable here, which is not ideal, but like I say, we've only got to go through a little tiny bit, so it should be alright. And this is very soft metal as well. Right, how are we doing? Right, that's pretty much through as far as it will go. So we'll unscrew this one. What we'll do is we'll just run this bottoming tap through it just to make sure the thread goes all the way through. Right. There we go. So now we can pop this bit in place. Ooh. Get an appropriate Allen key. And that neatly screws on like that, and there we go. Now I did think about actually putting some filler on this and covering it up, but I don't think I'm going to bother. What I am going to do is just mask off the front of this and hit it with some black paint just to cover up all these white bits, and then I think we can wrap this up. And here is our finished article. Like I say, this was just going to be a quickie. Stop laughing at the back. But as you can see, that is now firmly attached. I don't think the screw is really going to make a lot of difference. And it does now stay securely in place. So there you go. Hopefully this video was of interest to a few of you. I mean, it's really, the subject is not really relevant. It's, you know, the process that was important. So yes, hopefully you've enjoyed this little video. I'd like to take a moment and thank my top tier patrons, Howard, Amy and the Anonymous Tosh, for their continued support, and indeed all of my patrons and channel members and all you lovely people at home. It really all does make a huge difference, so thank you very much. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers. Bye.